Let's clear and ground the energies. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hello and welcome to Arcana Universe. This is going to be Pisces September 2025 energy forecast reading. Let's get started. As a friendly reminder, this is a general reading, so only take what resonates. We do have cross watchers, so roles can be reversed, but you will know if this is your story and which side you are on. Also, I'm excited to announce that membership for this channel is now available, and 100% of the profits, if you sign up before the end of day today, all of the profit will go towards teamwater.org. It's a charity fundraiser that we're doing, led by Mr. Beast, Mark Rober, and the rest of hashtag Team Water, okay? So if you would like to be a part of that, all of that information can be found in the description of this video and the community post tab, okay? So so before I got on here, it was just, oh, there's your energy right there. Before I got on here, it was just like, I kept being pushed to do the Pisces reading. And I was just like, you sure? You sure? I'm like, yep, we're sure. Okay, so what I'm sensing here is that somebody doesn't feel included, okay? They feel like they're not enough or they don't have much going for them. Remember this card? This card kept wanting to come out. Okay, so somebody here is experiencing like a soulmate kind of connection, but they just feel like one side doesn't feel like they're enough, but I do sense like there's a lot of like sexual chemistry, physical attraction, that kind of energy. And that is ultimately what keeps this connection going. There is something to be said about somebody here admiring this other energy from afar, because they understand, like, it just feels like a fact that they feel like they have a strong soulmate of a connection, but somebody here is trying to heal the fact that they're not able to be generous. Okay. Ooh. They're not able to be generous with the person that they want to be with. And I sense here it's because there's some sort of like financial holdup. Perhaps somebody here is a provider or takes care of the family. And so they just kind of feel like they don't have enough money left over because finances are a little bit tight. I do sense somebody who's like a catch, but they are not making moves. They're very like, they feel like they have too many burdens. They feel like they have too many burdens, and it's almost like they don't want to drag somebody into all of that. It's just like they have too many stuff going on. They want to take care of it first. What's the feature of this connection? Because it's just like, I see what's happening, but what's the feature? It's saying that there is room for like happiness, commitment, growth, but only if somebody decides to not let their insecurities stress get in the way. Somebody here like loves to overthink things and like stay up all night thinking about what they should have done or what they could have done, and it's literally impacting their sleep. I'm also I'm getting a strong earth energy, okay? Specifically Virgo. So somebody here may have strong Virgo placements in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus. But regardless of the signs, what I'm picking up here is that somebody here is falling very hard for somebody here. Like they want to get in, like build a family, like get married, build a family, or whatever like higher level of commitment or emotional bliss looks like for these two. Like that's what they want. This is a mental thing, okay? It's not like somebody here are chained and handcuffed and they can't get out of their situation. Like it's a mindset thing, okay? Where there is a will, there's a way, but because there's somebody here is blocking themselves from happiness, okay? I do sense that, and this is something that what is therapy going to help? It's it needs to be like an inner thing. It's almost like this energy does need some sort of, I don't want to use the word therapy, it's more like consistency, okay? They need a little bit more like discipline, consistency, uh, repetition, repetitive energies, like something that is consistent and grounded to keep them going. Fortunately, for this energy that has a tendency to be stuck in their mind, they're connecting with somebody who is what they need, or they embody what they need to strive to be. There is a lot of like groundedness, patience, not only for others but for themselves, mainly about like not letting go and giving up on oneself. It's like they're being inspired by a person who doesn't give up, who sticks it through, who continues to go forth and shine their light, even though they may not see the light at the end of the tunnel. Instead, they create their own light, and they get themselves out of dark places by having inner strength and light. And so this is what God wants this energy who's dealing with like stress and hardship and feeling like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. This is their they were introduced to this inspiration of a person so that they don't have to be stuck there, okay? Um but as mentioned, it starts and stops with us. And so it really needs to, somebody here really needs to embody that inner strength, but being surrounded or being influenced and inspired by somebody of value, or somebody that this energy can look up to, because this energy knows what they're doing, or they seem very mature, grounded, wise, okay? And so and this energy who is doing all the inspiring and all of that, it's like it's almost as if they're like an inspirational motivational speaker or something, because they don't hold back. They're the type of person to communicate and let you know, or let this energy know what's on their mind. They're very like straightforward, intelligent, says it like it is, and it's not like, and what they say, it actually makes sense. it actually makes sense. It's almost like they know how to talk to people who needs that little like pep talk, that little like jolt of inspiration. Yeah. Whatever this person is saying, it's hear them out and being consistent with what they say. You'll know, even just like by the way that they speak, they're very balanced. They acknowledge both sides, but they have standards. They don't make excuses for people. They just identify what needs to be worked on, and at that point, the person who needs to work on themselves, it's up to them whether or not they're going to progress. So all the person, who's acting as an inspiration, all they can do is speak and inspire through their actions, and that is ultimately going to help inspire others. But at the end of the day, it starts with us, and when we're ready to face those inner demons, so to speak. Okay, anything else, God, you want to say about this? What else? Yeah, this is the card we started out with, right? So, I mean, your energy is coming in very strong. It really does. No matter, it does impact how you surround yourself with, like what kind of energies, what kind of environment we surround ourselves with. Like it does have an influence. But again, at the end of the day, we need to find that inner light, inner strength, inner wisdom, and be able to be consistent enough. Okay, that card again, it's just like, what do we want? And we need to be very focused and go after it. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. Let's go ahead and end the reading with a final spinny spin. Okay, what do we need to know at this time? Anything else? 1 and a 2 and a Spirit. Okay, so Spirit would like to have a little chit chat. There's your energy. It's coming in very strong as usual. Spirit, what would you like to say? What does my viewer need to know at this time? Hello, Williams. Is that a typo? Is that good day? Good day. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. Yes, wonderful. Welcome, welcome. So, what Spirit wants to acknowledge is that I do see here, there's a lot of, you're from Australia, just like Patrick. Hey, Patrick. I mean, if you're watching. Okay. So, well, welcome from Australia. So, what I'm sensing here is that God wants to acknowledge that somebody here did have a lot of burdens. They felt like, but it's not just their own burdens. They were also taking the burdens of others, okay? And so that's one of the reasons why it felt burdening. And God wants to say that the person who is doing this, you know, taking on burdens, even to the point of taking burdens of others, what God wants to say is, you know, the thought behind it is all nice, genuine, happy, wonderful, amazing, great. That thought behind it. But when it comes to the point where it's just somebody here is not able to enjoy their life, they're sacrificing their time and energy towards people that, you know, let's be real, they need to kind of pull their own weight too, okay? Because it's I'm really getting somebody here thinking like the world is on their shoulders and like everybody expecting something from them, or there's just this deep burdening energy that I'm picking up. Strong air sign coming through. So somebody here may have strong air placements in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Like I felt like I need to repeat that because it's coming in very strong, okay? Hello, Jasmine. Right. And so God is saying, you know, there needs to be some level of boundaries and wrapping up of keeping some level of healthy boundaries is what I'm picking up, okay? Oh, welcome, Jasmine. And so and the thing is, if the person who is throwing on their personal burden onto other people, okay? If they're doing that, at least like be grateful and fair, okay? There's something about this energy who's not being grateful and fair. Whoever is, you know, doing that is just like I'm getting this some level of entitlement energy. So this energy may feel like they deserve all of their time, they deserve all of their, you know, efforts. Somebody here is not being logical, they're just not being fair either. There's something skewed within their judgment, within their thought process of doing the right thing. It what I mean by it's very skewed is, you know, like for an example, helping your family, helping others, that's a good thing, right? But how this energy takes advantage of this and not make it a good thing and make it not fair is that it's overbearing. It's like they don't want to share. I'm getting strong narcissism energy. And so somebody here may be dealing with somebody who has those kind of tendencies. And it's they can only think about themselves. They can't think about like how it's affecting the people that is actually helping them, like that kind of energy. And so again, it's coming back to the original advice of making sure that there is some level of balance and that healthy standards and boundaries are upheld and kept, okay? And also something about finances, like somebody here has also taken advantage of somebody's finances. So for an example, they may want like a more expensive option or a model because well, one, they're not the one paying for it, somebody else is, but they'll justify it and say, well, this is what's the best option, and but they haven't even looked at other options or more yeah, the more options that make sense. Again, so somebody here is not thinking in a fair way, they're just thinking in their own selfish way. And so if somebody here is taking on the burden of providing or taking care of somebody like this, okay, this is something that needs to be seen, okay, heard, experienced, okay. Oh, thank you. You like it. Thank you. You know, I wasn't really going for this look to begin with, and then I was just like, wait a minute. This works. This works. But yeah, I actually had a different look in mind, and then this happened. So I was just like, oh, cool. Cool. I vibed with it, so let me see. So yeah, God is making sure this energy hears this. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Here's this message. Okay. Somebody here is making sure somebody realizes what is happening and they're seeing the situation for what it is and how there is this lack of fairness is going on. And so there is some level of boundaries. Okay. Perhaps like making sure something about their funds are a little bit more organized and that they have a budget. Okay, main thing here is budgeting. And so it's not to say, oh, you can't spend money at all on, you know, necessities or things that money needs to be spent on, but it's limit how much one area gets a certain amount of funds, and then and how, like, let's say if somebody here is trying to have a savings and make sure that the amount is like consistent, so there's it doesn't feel hard. Okay, anything else, God? Okay, I'm gonna do one more spinny spin for you guys, just one last one. Okay, one last one. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? One and a two and a spirit again. Okay, so spirit, what do you want to talk about? And this again. Okay, so I mean, your energy is definitely coming in very strongly, but what do you want to say, spirit? What's the important message you want to say? This card came up again. Something about a bad investment. Okay. Okay, remember, this is a general reading, so only take what resonates. I mean, it may feel personal because I'm great at what I do, but if you would like a one-on-one private session, all of that information can be found in the description of this video. And as mentioned, I have officially launched my membership. For more information on that, feel free to check out the post tab of this channel, the community post, for all the details and, you know, the timing of everything, because as mentioned, 100% of the profit that is made from memberships for those who joined by the end of August 30th. All that information is going to be on the post, okay? So feel free to check it out, okay? But okay, what I'm getting here is that there is some sort of like marriage potential or somebody here like or a relationship potential, etc. But just be mindful of like who this energy needs to be mindful of like who they end up being in a relationship with or getting married to, because there's something about like somebody is they're a taker, okay? I'm getting a bum energy, okay? I'm not gonna hold back. Okay, I'm getting a bum energy. So somebody here perhaps like they're a freeloader or they're just trying to get into a good relationship so that everything is like taken care of and all of that. And so it's saying be mindful of that. Okay, like are they sucking up all the funds? Are they being mindful? You know, do they treat the funds like it's kind of like their own as well and they're mindful of it, or are they just spending willy-nilly, especially considering like there's a difference. I mean, there shouldn't really be, but if money wasn't an issue, okay, if there was an unlimited amount of funds and somebody here actually encourages spending and all of that, then great, like there's no problem. But what I'm seeing here is that somebody here is like breaking their back, having so much burdens on their shoulders, and the person that they're doing all this for, they're not being responsible. Okay, it's almost like any money that comes in, they're just spending it and it's gone. And so, of course, it is hard because that's why it really matters, like who you surround yourself with, and it's just are they going in it together as a team? Because if both sides sees this as a team effort, then there's going to be a little bit more mindful spending, right? Like because it's what's theirs is yours, and so you don't want to make silly financial moves, so to speak. But what I'm getting here is that somebody is connecting with somebody who doesn't think like that, who just takes, who just spends until there's nothing left. Okay, that is very much a parasite kind of energy, right? And so if somebody here has been wondering, oh, how come, all they do is work and there's no savings? How can, if somebody here is scratching their head and is wondering why is it so hard, it's because there is some level of a parasite kind of energy just latching on, and so it's almost like weeds, like they're just sucking out all the nutrients, and they're depleting them, okay? And the thing about that is once they got their fill, they're going to move on to their next source, so again, it's like a dead end situation. And so God is, the fact that Spirit wanted to have the floor twice in a row like this, it's really, God is trying to make this person understand, okay? There needs to be some level of healing going on. This is really, It's really sad to see because I see somebody here suffering a lot, and it's painful, uncomfortable, challenging, difficult, hard. It's very hard energy. And so it's saying, you know, don't give access, you know, to these kinds of folks. Okay? Don't do that. Make sure that you're reciprocating somebody that is able to reciprocate back. It doesn't have to be apple per apple, but it needs to be some level of energy exchange of like, it feels like a teamwork, a unit. At the end of the day, fairness, balance is what we want to strive for, and upholding one's healthy boundaries and standards. And so if somebody here is worried about what the other person, how they'll react, what they'll say, no, they're only going to cause drama. Well, this is where somebody here needs to create some level of distance and healthy boundaries within the connection, because their happiness and their sanity, it matters too. Remember this card? It matters too. And so if somebody here is literally feeling like this heavy weight on their shoulders, and they're just literally aching all over because it's just like they have so much burdens, your body is trying to tell this person like what is going on. Anything else, God? Again, the idea behind being generous and giving and being like the breadwinner, so to speak. Okay, that's amazing. It's great. It's a great quality to have, but just make sure it's not for a dead end situation, but it's for a connection that is also respectful and wants to combine resources in a sense to flourish together. That's what we want, you know? It's beautiful. That's what we want. It's beautiful. Anything else? Not worth it. Not worth it. Okay? And make sure when somebody here finally kind of lets go of the manipulator or the parasite energy, once they let that go, and then they're going to be kind of like exposing themselves more to other people. It's saying like, yeah, there is going to be some level of defensiveness, but don't get jaded. Something about like not everybody is like that. And so don't self-sabotage a good connection because somebody here has trauma from the past or from a current situation. Do not like, somebody here needs to learn how to start a new connection fresh. Yes, we've learned a lot from the past, but it's not to say that every relationship or connection going forward is going to be just like the one that didn't work out or isn't working out. And so we really have to have judgment in a sense, okay? Judgment as in like what works, what doesn't. Decipher for ourselves, okay, what is healthy what is long term versus what's not. Okay, we need to do that. And that is also going to provide some level of confidence when we make the choice instead of somebody else making the choice for us or dictating our life for us, only for them to just like drive it to a dead end. No. Okay, when somebody here actually starts to trust their instincts, guts, and know that they are somebody of value too, and they have, you know, a lot to bring to the table as well, there's going to be some level of confidence that is going to be built as well. Anything else you want to say? I'm getting much better energy. Okay, after I said all of that, getting somebody here feels more hopeful and inspirational and inspired, and they want to, it's almost as if like they have more direction now. Okay, somebody here has more direction and an example, an example. I'm definitely getting like a crush energy. And it's like, and physical attraction as well. So somebody definitely here feels like supported, and somebody wants to lock it in. Like they don't want to let go of a good thing. And so I'm getting wedding bells, okay? Somebody here is like crushing. They're already thinking about like wanting to marry this person. They have romance on their mind, okay? Anything else? Yeah, this card keeps coming up. No coincidence. Okay, somebody here is definitely crushing very, very hard. Anything else? Feel free to check out the tarot today that I just recorded before doing this one. It's the previous last live that I did, but it's like with all my readings, remember they're all timeless readings, so you can go through the playlist portion of this channel and you can watch a video from a year ago, and there may be like a message in there that is of value, okay? And so just know that you found it at the perfect time. But I'm just getting like a strong advice that came through from the tarot today that I did before coming on here. It had similar advice, and and one particular advice that's coming through is about third parties energy. And so if somebody here is just like keeping something casual on the side just to pass the time and like just so that they don't feel lonely and etc. It's just actually a disservice. Okay, somebody here is just kind of like it's like somebody here really needs to have the mentality of like going for what they want instead of what is just available. But again, it's the inner change that needs to take place first for the actions to reflect as well, okay? Hello, traveler. Hello, Tony-san. Aww. Tony, so thank you for joining the membership. Wonderful, wonderful. Aww. Yeah, it's a new. I just launched it today because we are like $1.3 million away from meeting our $40 million goal for the hashtag Team Water that Mr. B, Smart Grover, and the rest of Team Water is trying to raise this month. And so, August 31st is just around the corner. And so to supercharge and to get that final 1.3 million, I'm just like, let me come up with some creative ways. And so as an incentive, for those who join, 100% of the of my profit is going to be donated to teamwater.org. So for those of you who are considering joining and becoming a member, I highly encourage trying to do it before August 30th, 2025, 11:59 p.m. Honolulu Standard Time. I put HST because I wanted to include the Islander people, But yeah, good morning. Traveler wrote, "Why do you believe in this? What do you want to say, God? What do you think?" It's talking about why not believe? Why just be logical? Because sometimes in this world, what we see and what actually happens, it just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make logical sense. But here we are. Here we are. And what else, God, you want to say? Oh, God is saying, move on. Move on. To me, God, that's what God is saying. Let's move on. So it's talking about remember the message about the third parties, okay? Is don't just go for what is convenient, but actually go for what somebody wants here, somebody of value, okay? What about this month? Oh yeah, so this is, feel free to check out the tarot today that I just did before coming on here. So that's going to give you more insights. And feel free to check out the playlist portion of this channel where you will find all of the August readings already uploaded. So you're more than welcome to check that out. And I also have posted the yearly reading, so you can look and see and have a overall picture. Okay. Anything else? Something about work. What about work? Aw, thank you. Jasmine wrote, "You are beautiful." Aw, so sweet. Your name is Jasmine Tulip. Love it. Okay. Okay, so for some reason I wanted to talk about work. When the third party situation, it stops, work is going to get better. Okay, it's almost like somebody here will get an increase in funds, or there's going to be money coming in, or oh, okay, obviously it makes sense. All right, it's talking about how like when we cut off that third party who's like a dead end situation, or like there's going to be some level of more like healthy boundaries and standards, that is going to be upheld. Like if that happens, then more money is going to be in your pocket, okay? Because somebody here stopped spending on them. So also really consider, like, you know, the person that you may be dealing with, like how they deal with funds. Okay, that's a great indicator. Like, what are they? Yeah, look at all of these money energies coming through. It's almost like if even their spending habits or what they do with their money, really look at what happens. Because if they are responsible with it, that is a green flag. That is a green flag. And so, and you'll know based on past experiences what red flag looks like, right? And so the choice is up to this individual. They see two options. One is easier, doesn't take a lot of work, but it's draining, it's hard, it's tough. Whereas the other person, it takes effort and there are standards, healthy boundaries, but there's more joy and fulfillment as a result. So Jasmine, we touched up on the love energy, I guess towards the beginning of the reading. So once this live finishes, you're more than welcome to watch it from the beginning. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Anything else? Yeah, just try to keep things at a balance. And remember what we talked about, okay? Feel free to replay it. That's what it's there for the replays. All right, anything else, God? Remember, if somebody here is like really struggling, try not to take on everybody else's burdens, okay? It's about balance. It's about balance. We're not going to take everything. We talked a lot. But I do sense love coming. But somebody here needs to choose the right one. Okay? You guys know what to look for. We just have to stick to it. Okay? Don't lower our standards. Don't get distracted. Be focused, consistent. And take a chance. Take a leap of faith on love. Okay? All right. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for Tonisa, who joined the membership. Wonderful. For those of you who are also interested, feel free to check out the channel page. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Have a good one.